Alright, hello and welcome back. Well, it will be time to take a look at two of the most powerful A-class structures in the game, Watanabe NightBlade and Watanabe Phoenix. Both of these structures are from the same character, Watanabe, and the difference is one of them is physical, the other one is elemental. The one that you can see here is NightBlade, and he was in the game pretty much since the release. Phoenix Star got released, I think it was in the first official game event, and he is one of the most powerful A-class structures. Some people even count him as a S-class structure by performance, and it will be really interesting to see how both of these structures will compare. Now, statistics wise and stat wise, both are maxed out, everything is maxed out, all skills are also maxed out. The only difference is my Phoenix at the moment is only A class, while my NightBlade is at the double S rank. But at core, both of them are A ranks. Well, of course, this is not the final build. Later on I'll show you the builds that I'll be using. So, a little bit about the character. Like I said, this is a A-class character. 100% physical, excellent at single targets, and overall really decent combat performance. And a really controllable, really fun to play character that is really easily built and is dealing a lot of damage. Well, Phoenix is 50% elemental, 50% physical, 50% dark element, that's his elemental damage, and it's good for taking out a group of enemies and excellent at taking out a big group of enemies because of his ultimate. And his gameplay style is also really interesting, and more on that when we jump on the stages. Well, this is the build for the Phoenix that I use. Pretty much the memories 1, 2, 4 and 5 are for dark damage, while 3 and 6 are for ultimate regeneration, since he is really dependent and his ultimate should be used. The weapon is a 5-star fully affixed weapon, and this is NightBlade, and you can see a similarity. This is pretty much the same memories that I use on Alpha, because he is a physical, he is really flexible, and you can experiment with the builds. And this build so far that I use works for him really good. I did enjoy using it, and I was really successful with it, so I think it works, and I'll be using this build throughout this video for this character. These are his stats, pretty decent stats. They could be higher, of course, but the stats are pretty decent. The rank, like I said, he is on the double S rank, while Phoenix is on only A rank. And let me just, there we go, take the weapon, and these are his stats again, pretty similar, if not almost the same, but they're pretty similar. And overall, their combat performance should be close. Well then, let's jump in and let's start. Now, both of these characters, since they are mostly a single target enemy fighter, in this case, Watanabe NightBlade is excellent at taking out a single enemy. His attacks are mostly based around a small group of enemies or around a boss, so he is really good at taking out one enemy one by one. So, this is my current team, by the way, consistent with Asleaf and a Karina. Asleaf for heal, Karina for her QTE to clump them up together, and that way I can take out multiple enemies at once using his short range skills. Now this character will be really good at boss battles, because most of his skills are close range and are focused on a single enemy. He can take out a variety of enemies at once, but you need to use Karina's QTE in order to clump them up together. Well, Phoenix Star on the other hand does have a area effect attack, really decent one, and he is excellent at mob clearing, pretty much one of the most fun to play characters in the game. Really interesting that this character was free. He was obtained via on the Fallen Star event, which is by far one of the best events that we had in the game. And they did give us such a powerful character pretty much for free. Only thing that you needed to do to get the character is play the event, and with time you would get the character without a problem. And like I said, this character is one of the most powerful A-class characters in the game. Even with his A-class rank, he still dominates in the game DPS wise. Really interesting and overall a really powerful character. Now, one thing that you need to keep in mind for both of these characters, they are both the same class, attacker class. That means a healer would be recommended to have in the team to keep them alive if anything happens to them. In my case, I got hit a couple times, so I had to switch him out and to heal him, and it worked, and pretty much decent performance from both of these. Okay, well, time to jump on to something more serious. This is the Nightmare Ball, and this is where this character will shine because of his abilities and pretty much of his gameplay style. He will pretty much dominate most bosses with the correct supports. He is dealing a lot of damage. His core combos revolve around blue and yellow. You can use them, I pretty much use the red one as well. And with the proper combo, that character can deal a lot of damage at once, which is really interesting. Okay, let me just get close to the Nightmare Ball over here, there we go. And really interesting for what pretty much is valid for both of these characters. They do extra damage when you fight enemies from behind. Both of them do extra damage when you fight and when you are attacking them from behind. Keep that in mind. It can be really crucial and really important for some boss battles. For example, the newest boss that we have, Huaxu in the game at the moment in the new event, can be easily killed when you fight her with Watanabe because of his attacks and because of his buffs, because of his damage increase when he attacks them from behind. Really interesting, and again allows us for a lot of different combinations and tactics in game. Well, he is doing a really good job at taking out the Nightmare Ball, even though it is only the 5000 CP one. I didn't want to go full hardcore on these structures because of their rank differences, but I think I could even went with the second difficulty on the Nightmare Ball and on these bosses. Would be really interesting. Maybe next time, we'll see. But he absolutely destroyed the Nightmare Ball without any problems. Well then, time to see how Phoenix will do. And this is where stuff got kind of weird. The ball never did this, what it's doing at the moment. I don't remember the ball doing this ever since I played the game. I never seen these attacks to start pretty much from the start, or I at least noticed them right now. I don't know, but the ball didn't make this easy for me at all. But it doesn't matter. I'm here to take the ball out. Now I messed with the ultimate, but his ultimate is really powerful, and later on when I play Warzone, you will pretty much see his effectiveness at taking out a variety of enemies at once. A really efficient and effective mob clearer, and in the dark zone, in the dark Warzone, he is dominating, and at the moment is one of the most powerful dark element characters in the game. And of course he is free, and you can farm his fragments and pretty much make him even more lethal, which is something that I am planning to do because he is such a good character. Okay, the ball is not making this easy. He jumped up, so I have to be more careful now. But overall, both of the characters have their strengths and weaknesses, of course. And really interesting how balanced out this will be. Really interesting how this test will end up being balanced, because at one point the NightBlade will do better, and at other point the Phoenix will do better. And really interesting how both of them are valid at a lot of things in the game, even at such low ranks. And let's look at the ultimate. He takes out a full bar of health per hit, which is really crazy. And if I had him on a high rank, that would be even more crazier. Well, that was nice. Time to jump on. I think the next boss will be Dark Kamui. There we go, Dark Kamui, excellent. And this is where also things get kind of interesting. Keep in mind, this is Dark Kamui, his element is dark. Now I'm not 100% sure, but I think he has dark resistance because it is his own element. So against him, I don't know how much effective will Phoenix be. I hope that he will be effective against him, but we will see. So far NightBlade is doing good damage to him. I'm really kind of surprised how good this character is, even though I don't use him much because I use other characters because of convenience, I think. But I think I will get an extra memory set for this character because he is just that good. He is really good, by the way, and he's also an A class. You can farm him as well. You might be wondering, how did I get him on the double S rank? Well, I pretty much got him on the double S rank when I pulled gacha, and he just kept on coming, so he ended up being the double S rank. Really interesting. Well, 2 HP bars left. Of course, I will give the kill to Watanabe, and there we go. He got taken out. Oh, nice picture there. Very nice. I will put that picture on the screen, I think. Hopefully I will not forget. I know last time I forgot to put 2 pictures on the last videos. Unfortunately, it happens. I was really tired, it was really late. And let me just look at the time. It is, oh my god, 1 AM, 1:15 AM at the moment of me recording this. Yikes, I don't know how to sleep. Well, anyway, back to the boss battle. Okay, so this is Phoenix, and I can kind of feel the DPS dropped for some reason. I think that's because of the resistance that the boss has against this element, because it is his own element. But we will see. I still see a decent amount of damage being done. Keep in mind, this is 50% physical, 50% elemental. He deals as much physical as much as he does elemental, but my memories at the moment that I have allow me to do more elemental than physical. So I want that elemental damage to keep on moving, because I need that elemental damage for the DPS. Okay, well, 7 more bars left. I can definitely feel the DPS kind of dropped, but I think that is for the elemental damage resistance to be blamed for. Okay, the ultimate did a good amount of damage, and there we go, destroyed. Pretty smooth, pretty easy, without much of a problem. It was fun to take that boss out. And well, I think this will be one of the final bosses of the night. This is Rosetta, and this boss has, I think, a physical weakness, but in this case pretty neutral, so both will do the same damage to her. And as you can see, both characters so far have been really effective. Both of them have been really decent. They both have been performing really good, and if I had to rate them, they are pretty much shoulder by shoulder. They are even in power, really even, and that's really interesting. Now, keep in mind one thing. I say they are even. Keep in mind the ranks. Both of them are by default A rank, but my NightBlade is a double S rank, while Phoenix is only A rank still. And Phoenix with A rank pretty much gives similar to same performance as the double S rank NightBlade. Interesting how that works. Really interesting. Phoenix is just that much of a really good character. It is really interesting to note how effective he is in combat, and he can even outperform some S-class structures. Will be really interesting to compare him with S Bianca to see the difference between the top tier elemental damage. Will be really interesting to see how both of them will work, since I think he can be up there really close to S Bianca in terms of raw elemental damage. Will be really interesting to test out when the time comes, of course. Okay, Rosetta is slowly going down. Well, slowly, that was a quick battle. That was honestly a really quick battle. I sure have fun playing these characters. So far they have been performing really good. And at this moment of recording, since I've started to play the game, I didn't encounter any bad structure. All structures in the game, all characters in the game are pretty much competitive. They can get you good scores. Doesn't matter what rank, doesn't matter. Pretty much what mostly matters is your skill level, how you play, and that is the most valuable thing in the game. Really interesting, and something that I personally like about this game a lot, because it is mostly in the end skill based. And well, we see that Phoenix is also doing some really good damage to Rosetta. Again, keep in mind the rank difference between them. Phoenix is only A, while NightBlade is double S. Of course, both are A ranks, but one of them is level up, one of them is pretty much still the A default. Okay, that was a excellently timed ultimate. Just in time to use the ultimate to evade her attack, because I ran out of stamina for evading. Now their ultimates are also different. I feel like the NightBlade is pretty much effective at one single target, at for example a boss, but the Phoenix was more designed for a variety of enemies. Pretty much when you combine both of them, you get a really interesting team. And well, Rosetta died really quickly there. Well then, time to hop on Warzone. This is my favorite ice map, of course. A perfect map for testing out performances, because at the moment there is no ice character in the game, and no ice character means no ice type means a even place for testing, because there is no one that will have advantage, so everyone is equal here in terms of the damage effectiveness, and in terms of buffs. Everyone doesn't get any buffs because there is no ice damage, ice structure in the game, ice structure in the game, which might change in the next update. We will see. It pretty much depends on the developers. And here we also see NightBlade being really good at Warzone, and of course he will rely on Karenina a lot. If you want to take out multiple enemies at once, you will have to use Karenina for her QTE, because without that it might be a bit more difficult, because his attacks are mostly single enemy based and really short ranged, and they require you to be really close to the enemy. Now, of course, for the maximum possible damage, you should attack the enemies from behind. That way you will get more damage out of the character. Well, 20 more seconds left. Well, 15 more seconds left. and I think this is wave number 5, and one ultimate for the end. I think will do the job. Let's find out. Yeah, one ultimate for number 5, and this is around 100 and so I guess 110,000 points. Let's see. And 124,000 points. Pretty decent for that map, judging that it is a physical character. Okay, well, time to see how Phoenix will do and how Phoenix will take out these mobs. Now immediately you notice the difference between the types of damage, and you notice the difference between the way that they work. With NightBlade, you did have to clump them up together with Karena, but with this character you don't have to, because you just use the area effect attack and you pretty much can hit multiple enemies at once with ease, and you can take them out very quickly as well. And this character has, I think, a lot of uses in the game. You can be really creative with him, and you can make him work in any stage possible. You can make him a main on the first rank. He still will do a really good job. And keep in mind, this is also where the memories will shine, because the memories that I currently have are made for dark damage and are made for ultimate regeneration. And as you can see, they work pretty good so far. There are no problems with the memories. Ultimate regenerates really quickly. You can spam the ultimate pretty much, and that way you can clear wave after wave after wave without any problems. And in the dark stage you can get really insane scores with the character because of the way he works. And also you can cancel the red orb, the red skill, and you can pretty much use other combos while the effect is still in place, which is also really interesting and adds up to the damage. Well, this is definitely, I think, a slightly higher score. This is where this character just shines, because he just dominates with his area damage, and well, it is a elemental and in this case a dark damage, and slightly higher score. Still, a 10,000 point difference isn't that small, but it's still there. And the final test will be performed on the one of my least favorite maps, and this is the Pyro map. Not my favorite map because of the fact that I don't have a good fire team at the moment, but this will do. And he is also doing a really good job in this on this map. Really interesting that this character is also able to be competitive in other damage types, in other elements. And you will have absolutely no problems in playing the character. Pretty much just memorize the main combo, memorize that he will do dark damage once you match 3 signals, or once you match 1 evasion, 1 signal, and you just keep spamming that and he will do really good. And his attacks are also really flashy and nice to look at, so it's not a big problem to play the character at all. He's also playing really smooth, and I enjoy playing this character a lot. Didn't see a dark Warzone in a while though. Well, actually, I think I saw it last week. Interesting. Well, and let's see. There we go. Couple more seconds left, and we did. This will be, I think, a 130,000 point run. Depends, we will see. And after that we will see how NightBlade will perform, and then we will pretty much come to a conclusion. But so far the characters are really even. This character is really powerful for a class though, that's something that I just have to mention. Phoenix is at the moment, might very well be the most powerful A class structure, because of his sheer power that he can pull out, and well, based on the score and based on his performance. 122,000 points, well, that was pretty decent. I'm pretty much happy with that score. And I'm really impressed that they gave such a powerful character for free, since he could easily be an S rank by the power that he can, by the sheer performance that he gives out. He might very well be counted as a S rank. I look at Phoenix as a free S rank pretty much, since he is really powerful, and you can farm him and you can make him even more powerful, which is also insane. And the developers just do a really good job at the characters and at the balancing, since all characters are viable in the game. There's no useless character. Every character is really good. Even S Nanan is really good. She got even buffed recently. Pretty much all characters in the game that are feeling weak, just tell the developers. If people tell it enough, they will fix it. That's what's been going on so far. And at the moment, every character in the game has its own purpose, has their own place in the game, and has their own unique playstyle, which is something I really like a lot. And you can use any of them and you will be good. What mostly depends on the score is your skill level in the game, and of course how you play. The better you play, the better the score. That's my personal experience, based on my personal experience on playing the game for like 6-7 months already. When I played bad, my scores were bad. Once I started to play really good, my scores started to be really good as well. And it didn't matter what team I used. I can do the same with any team if I try hard enough. Well then, let's see the score for this character. 103,000, well, that's pretty decent. That's pretty decent. Well, that was it for this performance test and this, I guess, showdown of the two characters. Definitely both these characters are really good. Phoenix Star is, like I said, the most powerful A rank, and I would say they're at the moment even in power, and I personally enjoyed using both of them, and both of them are phenomenal structures. It was my pleasure to play this for you, and well, with that being said, I will see you next time. Take care.